Stop talking about Max Verstappen, Cameron. Can't you see he's a see you next Tuesday? He's an absolute jerk, that chap. Look at the way he races. He's too hard. He lacks the finesse of a Sir Lewis Hamilton or, let's say, a Lando Norris, the stylistic nuance. Why is that Max Verstappen fella such a douchebag? How can you praise him so much? Well, this is the lens through which I ingest my Formula One. It is that simple. I'm invested in excellence as a sporting endeavour. Excellence PLC, some may say. And who better represents that on the current grid than one Max Emilian Verstappen, 3 soon-to-be 4-time champion. Put some respect on his name. I heard Will Buxton the other day talking all sorts of shenanigans, blaspheming against Max Verstappen's name, saying that Lando Norris can't win the championship. He will win the championship, looking into his very murky crystal ball. Oh, the humanity. What's this chap talking about? He underestimates the not insubstantial uppermost capacity and potential of the peddler that is Max Verstappen. Put some respect on his name. And I've been dissecting this in real time, reading God tier articles. And now, only now, I think I'm coming to understand the automotive pugilism Rubik's Cube that represents one Max Verstappen. He's difficult to solve for, damn near impossible, for a couple of reasons that we will discuss over the next 8 minutes or less. He's, of course, acutely aware of the rules and regulations. He operates within the fine margins, the grey areas. Ross Brawn has said on a gazillion occasions, you read the rules once to see what they say on face value and a second time to see how you can exploit them. The race say that Max Verstappen is an Adrian Newey of a race driver, that he operates in between the lines, as you would do indeed if you want to optimise for your circumstance, if you want to be the best F1 driver that you can be and take as many 25 points away from these race weekends. I would see the race stats though and raise them this. Adrian Newey as an F1 peddler, Max Verstappen is not. He is instituting for tax avoidance. This is God tier levels of chess playing here. 4D chess playing. Lando Norris was checkmated before the race even began, wasn't he? Again, didn't set himself up with the requisite defensive posture, that he didn't utilise the Max Verstappen blueprint that Max had shown him during the race. Again, Lando Norris is not where he needs to be. If indeed he wants to deal with the flames, the questions that Max Verstappen poses to the other 19 on the grid, for which, by the way, Lando Norris might not have answers to. He has an acute awareness of the rules. Yeah, you want to say that the rules are a nonsense. The rules absolutely read like they've been written by a 5-year-old, but the rules are the rules are the rules. And again, I would see you that and raise you this, that the stewards don't even tend to operate off of them, hence why people think there is inconsistency. This is common law, is it not? Where precedence is the modus operandi, the apex predator even. And again, if precedence past is prologue, you know that if you get your nose in front, if you are Max Verstappen, at the midpoint of the corner, the apex, therefore, you know that 9 times out of 10, everything that happens after that is gravy. Max Verstappen knows once he's got his nose in front at the apex that he's playing with house money. The other 19 on the grid, however, do not get this. And that's why they keep doing one of these. Lost in the wilderness that is racing against Maximilian Verstappen. His inputs, his understanding of the level of dexterity requisite to get these moves done, to defend one Lando Norris on younger, fresher rubber for as near as makes no difference 10 laps towards the latter stages of a Grand Prix is God tier. This dude just has it. That internal gyroscope necessary for understanding feel, traction limits in the middle, combined entry and combined exit of a corner. This dude has it in buckets. He's proven at each and every single juncture when under pressure that he just has it different. Only Sir Lewis Hamilton. Listen, this is a 2-tier championship. I would still contend with my Lewis Hamilton cap very firmly on that it's only Sir Lewis in equal-ish machinery that can challenge this chap, that can stand up to the flames that a Max Verstappen tornado brings. He's stingy enough on stopping power to effect for this apex thing. Get your nose in front of the apex is what Max Verstappen is saying, and everything else is gravy, right? Every bloody time. Whether it's Lando at Austin or Charles Leclerc and Las Vegas, he knows that that's the modus operandi. Those are the rules of engagement within which he plays. And if you want to fight that chap, then you need to play within those rules. Those are the parameters within which you need to move. So too, he's weaponizing fear and ruthlessness in a way that we haven't seen in F1 since the likes of Ayrton Senna, since Michael Schumacher, and other drivers can't handle that. This is something different. Kimi Raikkonen struggled with it. Sebastian Vettel struggled with it. Lewis Hamilton struggled with it in 2021 because Max Verstappen is willing to go to a place that the other dudes will not go. Indeed, these driving styles were a function of the personalities outside the car. Everybody will praise, myself included, Sir Lewis Hamilton, for the finesse that he has, the fairness with which he drives. But again, it feels like he's playing a very different game as far as his particular brand of automotive pugilism and wheel-to-wheel racing. Max Verstappen is here, therefore. He's moved the game on. He's leveraging Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher. That's the playbook from which he is taking. And this is different, right? Apples and oranges. We are not comparing the same type of driving styles. Oh, and by the way, if we're talking about Matrix analogies, Neo and Morpheus. Morpheus used to say to Neo that knowing the path is one thing, but walking it is something quite different. Floyd Mayweather, the goatiest boxer that I've ever seen, put on a pair of gloves, always used to say, I'm 50-0. Some opponents will say that they can hit hard, that they're quick, that I'm a lefty, that I've got a problem that Floyd will not be able to solve for. But when they got in the ring with him, it was always something different. Looking at it from a distance was not the same as trying to beat this chap. And I would parlay that analogy to Max Verstappen. He asks questions of these drivers that sometimes, more often than not, they do not have answers for. And of course, within the rules, yeah, you can say whatever you want to about the rules, that the rules do look and read as if a 5-year-old has penned them. Copy. Absolutely true. It would be egregious of me to argue against. Is this all reminiscent of Brazil 2021? Turn 4 settings, Lewis Hamilton on Max Verstappen? Of course it is. Max Verstappen fans or Lewis Hamilton fans, therefore, will be having kittens PTSD settings. I've got the evidence on my phone. All of my mates, Mama Cameron, have been harassing me saying, what is this dude doing? Why don't they punish him for the way that he's driving? And I would put forth this supposition, therefore, on the back of said text: rewrite the rules then, surely, if you don't like it. Rewrite the rules. There is the opportunity to put terms and definitions in there, clarify what you mean by the apex. The FIA indeed have themselves an opportunity. Don't hate the player, surely, hate the game. Because at this point, see Max Verstappen in his pomp, in his prime, do the things that Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher used to do, some of the great ones, Alain Prost do. At this point, to moan about what Max Verstappen is doing is to leverage what Bruce Lee said you shouldn't do. Don't focus on the finger or you will miss all the heavenly glory. Ladies and gents, as fans of the one that F's, I feel like this is a privilege to live through the Max Verstappen era, 3 soon to be 4-time champion. Why? Because this is unprecedented circumstance. That dude is doing things that maybe no one else in Formula 1 history has done, asking questions of the other 19 F1 peddlers on the grid, for which I'm not sure they have answers. What are we doing here?